Hi everyone, and thank you so much for attending our webinar, When Loyal Meets Social, online and in store. Just to introduce myself briefly, I'm Eliza Fisher and I'm a marketing associate here at Social Annex. I'm in charge of our blog, overall content, email marketing, and webinars.
Hi, and you have Jessica Shepard here. I'm with Blue Moon Digital, and I'm our Director of Marketing. I spearhead our agency marketing efforts and cultivate our partner relationships. I've been with the agency for just over 6 years now and formerly served as our Director of Paid Media.
So before we get started, just a few quick notes on logistics. You can expect an email in your inbox tomorrow with a link to the recording of today's webinar. If you're experiencing any technical problems, please notify us through the chat window. And we invite you to ask questions anytime by clicking the chat button and typing your question. We'll collect these and address them during the Q&A period at the end of today's session. And just to go over the agenda quickly, first we'll tell you a little bit about us, then we'll talk about adding quality to your customer relationships. We'll go through how to do that online, on social, and in store, and we'll discuss some details about how to launch a loyalty program that will achieve your goals. And finally, we will take questions. So a little bit about us. Social Annex has 250 global enterprise customers, and our applications generate over 2 billion clicks a month. We make enterprise omni-channel customer loyalty and advocate marketing solutions that turn browsers into buyers, buyers into loyal customers, and loyal customers into advocates. I'm here in our headquarters in Los Angeles. We also have offices in India and the UK. Our products include customer loyalty, login services, sharing and referrals, user-generated content, visual commerce, and contests. And these solutions cover the whole spectrum of the customer journey. Visual commerce, ratings and reviews, and questions and answers, as well as social login, transform browsers into buyers. Our omni-channel loyalty, gamification, and contest solutions turn buyers into loyal customers. And these loyalists then become advocates with our Refer a Friend, Share and Save, ratings and reviews, and questions and answers products. And they bring more browsers back to your site with Share and Save and Refer a Friend.
And we are Blue Moon Digital. We're a privately held boutique agency focused on e-commerce and retail. We've been doing this for just over 13 years now and are rooted in fashion, apparel, footwear, and jewelry. We have a deep understanding of both the male and female shopper. We have offices in Denver and New York and are actively servicing 38 clients, ranging from small designers up to some of the largest apparel brands in the U.S. We leverage knowledge from our clients' brick-and-mortar presence and existing catalog channels to help accelerate the digital growth. And to tell you a little bit more of our services, we provide a full suite of digital marketing services focused on driving traffic, achieving revenue targets, and improving conversion rates within the e-commerce environment. This includes strategic services, data analytics, and not just from the web analytics systems, but also the email service providers, order management systems, CRM systems, and point-of-sale systems, so truly getting a holistic view. We provide comprehensive organic search services, email and CRM, including strategy, all the way through to day-to-day execution. Our display advertising services include retargeting, paid social advertising, programmatic buying, as well as brand advertising. And our paid search services cover all major search engines and comparison shopping engines. Our conversion optimization offering includes usability analysis to improve the buyer experience and shopping cart flow. And last but not least, we also manage affiliate marketing programs on the largest networks like Linkshare, PepperJam, Commission Junction, as well as other smaller niche networks like Share a Sale and Impact Radius. Our main focus is around content and loyalty publishers while maintaining some presence within coupon-driven affiliates.
And when you combine Blue Moon Digital's expertise with the capabilities of Social Annex's unified platform, you're able to evaluate 360 degrees of consumer behavior, creating a completely optimized experience. So with that said, let's get to the topic of when loyal meets social. The quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. This is true in people's personal lives and in business. People evaluate their partners based on their attitude in the relationship. There's a need to communicate well and to feel valued. People get committed to their partners, and there's a desire to improve or maintain the quality of a relationship over time. And so this is the same analogously for companies. The example is, I feel very loyal to this brand, so I will stay with this brand through good times and bad. The brand communicates with me, treats me like a valued customer, and appreciates me. So before the digital era, people had trust in certain brands because goods and services were associated with people like shopkeepers and not necessarily organizations as much. Buyers knew and had a relationship with their shopkeepers, which in turn made them trust the quality of a brand. Later, industrialization added in an element of uncertainty as products started being mass-produced. Sometimes brand loyalty would be passed down through families. People would buy the same brands their parents did or do. This still happens often, but it's not enough. At this point, there are so many different products, companies, and channels that loyalty is much harder to earn. So in an attempt to reestablish that one-to-one connection between consumers and brands, the idea of encouraging repeat purchases by rewarding customers for loyalty came up. From green stamps that could be redeemed at various markets almost 100 years ago, to one of the most famous loyalty programs ever created by American Airlines in the 80s, these modern-day rewards programs, though, really started in the 1990s in response to this rise of retail self-service, increased commoditization of the retail experience, and the massive improvement in all facets of data management. Loyalty programs have become more than common in today's society and exist across millions of businesses, as you know. They've brought back some sort of commitment to the relationship between consumers and brands, but they still lack quality because these programs only focus on getting repeat purchases and only interact with customers in that time frame. Furthermore, the loyalty is predicated on essentially discounting. It's not an actual commitment to a brand, it's more of a commitment to the brand's prices. And like every relationship, communication is important, and brands should be interacting and communicating with their customers a lot more often than only when they make purchases. That creates commitment, but purchasing only creates some commitment, but no true loyalty. So how can you bring quality and consequently true loyalty to your customer relationships? As I think you can guess, communication is key. You should communicate with your customers before, after, and between purchases. Consequently, you should also reward shoppers for engagement. Only 25% of customer loyalty programs do this in some way, despite the fact that engaged customers are much more profitable. So looping an engagement with loyalty constitutes a form of advocate marketing. This is the key to supercharging your loyalty program. So advocates are, in essence, volunteer marketers. They're customers who promote your business. They're the ones who are referring friends, writing reviews, sharing photos, and so on. And advocate marketing works. 92% of customers trust brand advocates. Word of mouth is behind 20 to 50% of all purchasing decisions. And word of mouth generates twice the amount of sales of paid advertising. Advocates also convert at a much higher rate in terms of the offers they share. The latest research from Collective Bias and Business Insider noted that 60% of U.S. shoppers look at blogs and social media while in stores. These are hugely important channels for your advocates. When consumers are in stores looking at social media and they see their peers talking about a certain product or company, it can be hugely influential. And people want to be advocates. No one's tricking or bribing anyone. We just want to incentivize them even more. 25% of people choose to engage with a company because they want to join its community of fans. 73% of millennials feel it's their responsibility to help friends make smart purchase decisions. And advocates primarily recommend businesses because of good experiences, and a desire to help others, and only 1% recommend them in order purely to receive freebies. So what kinds of actions should you reward if you want to increase loyalty, engagement, and advocacy? In terms of actions taken on your site, consider rewarding account creations, mail list signups, review writing, answering questions, and sharing photos. Olympus Camera has been able to build up an amazing gallery of user photos by rewarding customers for doing so. They also reward them for creating accounts, joining their email list, writing product reviews, and a bunch of other off-site actions. So here's an example of just a few of the photos that they've been able to generate, and they've, in a span of just a few months, gotten over 10,000 submissions just via on-site uploads. Chaparral Motorsports, meanwhile, rewards customers for writing reviews and for asking questions. In terms of social media, you should incentivize connecting, sharing images, videos, links, and content using specific hashtags and referring friends. You can spur further engagement and loyalty on Instagram by using an Instagram shopping solution like Social Annex's Shopic. This is great for companies that might not even have a loyalty program yet because there's zero implementation time, and it's a really seamless way to strengthen your connections with your social base. BB is a company that rewards a ton of social actions, most notably hashtagging photos on Instagram. Of course, this prompts customers to share more often than they otherwise might, and BB gets tons of great content for their visual commerce platform and for marketing in other ways. They can use this content in emails, displays in stores, ads, and any other variety of marketing strategies. Dr. Brandt Skincare, meanwhile, rewards customers for sharing links on social. And this gives them an enhanced presence on channels like Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. In terms of incentivized actions in-store, you should consider rewarding checking in at stores on social, posting photos from stores with a special hashtag, participation in experiential marketing in-store like photo booths, parties, and so on. Spa Week gives customers points for checking into spas on Foursquare. WeDad, a hair care brand, meanwhile, gives a very cool reward to bridge its e-commerce and salon experiences. In conjunction with Social Annex's customer success team, they came up with the idea to reward customers with a free haircut at one of their flagship salons. And back to Olympus, which meanwhile has an app that links its own e-commerce experience to the brick-and-mortar stores of its retailers. Retail stores like Best Buy, which sell Olympus products, have their associates download the app. Then when a customer with an Olympus loyalty account wants to purchase an Olympus product at one of these stores, employees can scan a code that enables shoppers to use and accrue Olympus points. It's a great way of creating a more holistic experience across channels that Olympus doesn't even control. Warby Parker's brick-and-mortar stores have an extremely simple but effective solution for solidifying loyalty and spreading their message: photo booths. If they had a loyalty program, they could reward customers for sharing these images on social. And there are also tons of customized actions that you should think about linking to loyalty. These include surprise and delight tactics, like giving extra points for no special reason or on special days, giving customers points for their birthdays or anniversaries of their first purchase, awarding extra points for the first purchase, or giving points for actions based on specific interests. I really like the idea of doing points for birthdays just because it's so easy and works really, really well. Birthday emails have a 179% higher click-through rate and a 342% higher revenue per email compared to regular marketing emails. And even if you don't have a loyalty program yet, you should think about doing this with a simple discount. Lancome is a company that gives its reward members 50 points for signing up and an extra 50 when they make their first purchase. This makes the introduction into the program Very easy and very enticing. Spotify rewards its loyal listeners without a traditional loyalty program. It uses its data to send very targeted, helpful emails to longtime users. A lot of companies can borrow from this model. If, for example, your company is a restaurant chain, you could send out emails to all loyalty members who've purchased, say, 10 turkey sandwiches in 3 months, with the message being, earn 3 times the points on your next turkey sandwich. You know what they like, and so you should make it even more fun for them to purchase it. And loyalty programs that utilize advocate marketing increase revenue by 5 to 10% on average. They lift average order value and purchase frequency by 5 to 20%. And they also multiply social activity by 9. We've had a few clients who have switched from a very straightforward points per purchase loyalty program to an advocate marketing loyalty program, and the results have been phenomenal. In less than a year, the revenue from these companies' loyalty programs increased threefold, and their memberships increased from a range of about 20 to 80%. So now we'll discuss the practical details of the omni-channel experience. Of course, you'll want to ensure that your loyalty program is easily accessible via mobile and has a strong in-store presence. When you're promoting your program, do so in your stores, online, on social, and via email. Enable customers to easily sign up on desktop and mobile, in your app, and in your stores. In your stores, you should consider using tactics ranging from various kinds of signage to distributing leaflets to using QR technology. BB recently has been distributing leaflets in store, and it's been a very successful strategy for them. Your associates should tell customers about the program when they enter stores, when they're in aisles and lines, and when they're checking out. You should leverage technology like beacon alerts, digital displays, and kiosks too. If, for example, you have an in-store coupon app like Target has Cartwheel, this would be a key method of recruiting customers by notifying them of further savings when they're already looking for coupons in store. So your program rollout will involve planning a pilot phase and training your support team and local store teams. In terms of support, you should enable it for phone, website chat, and social. You should also send your loyalty members monthly account overview statements via email. We also recommend sending out emails to notify customers of when they're close to a points threshold. If you have something like gold and silver and platinum membership, notifying them of when they'll reach the next level. And also notifying them of when they've accrued enough points to get a reward. Speaking of accrual, allow customers to accrue points anywhere they're buying your products, whether it's via your app, in your stores, online, or through a third party. They should be able to redeem points through all the same channels. You'll want to track actions like account creations, newsletter signups, social media connections, review submissions, and referrals. So basically anything that you're rewarding. Your key enrollment and engagement numbers will include the amount of members, enrollment growth rate, participation rate, that is the percentage of total customers who are participating, and your activity rate, which is the percentage of enrolled customers who are taking actions within a certain period of time. Important metrics for earning and redemption are the number of points awarded and redeemed, number of points expired, points earning rate, redemption rate, expiration date, liability, and average points per member. You should also monitor your email stats for any emails related to your program, both triggered and based on actions, as well as transactional emails that involve loyalty. Your key ROI metrics will include program revenue, average order value, percentage of repeat customers, total points liability, and conversion. So to recap, interact with your customers before and beyond the purchase, and make use of every channel your customers use. Turn them into brand advocates and track everything along the way. So with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Jessica.
Great, thanks, Eliza. So at this time, if you would like to ask a question, please go ahead and submit that, or if you already have, thank you. And we'll get started with some questions. So one of the questions that came in here, Eliza, is how long does it take to implement an omni-channel loyalty program?
So typically it takes about 3 months for strategy, design, and implementation of the software. So then we recommend launching a pilot program only in certain stores if the client is an omni-channel business. And the pilot program should also last for about 3 months. So overall, it takes roughly 6 months to officially launch the finalized first version of the program.
Okay, thank you. And a follow-up question to that would be, how long before you begin to see a return or an ROI once you've implemented within that 3 to 6 month period?
So normally we say you don't see the completely fleshed out full results of the program, or you might not until about a year after it has been implemented. This can vary a lot. It depends on largely on how quickly your customers sign up, depending on your promotional tactics, kind of your standard repeat purchase rate. If you are a grocery store, you might have customers who are coming in every single day to purchase, whereas if you're a clothing retailer, they might come in every 3 months, and so the grocery store would likely see their ROI grow faster. So a number of variables, but generally in less than a year for the full results, and I would say for positive ROI, I would think it depends on a lot of variables.
Okay, thank you. Another great question here that some brands, depending on their size, might be wondering is there a certain volume level that you need to reach as a brand in terms of whether that be transactional or site visits to maintain before you launch a loyalty program like this?
So as a rule, definitely no. It's much more about how likely your customers are to be repeat purchases, and also about the viability of your program structure and incentives and promotions and so on. We have certain clients that don't necessarily have the biggest customer bases, but have great products and are in industries in which repeat business can be great, whether they do sporting goods or skincare or apparel. They see tremendous success because of their program design and the strength of their brand. And so it really varies a lot depending on the business's goals as well. Yeah, that's my short answer.
Okay, great. Thank you. Another question here, are you able to integrate with any point of sale system for in-store interactions specifically?
Yeah, we've done that a fair amount in the past, and we integrate with most major POS systems, NetSuite being a very common one.
Okay, great. I believe that's all of the questions for now. And if there's any others, feel free to send those to the addresses listed here at the end.
Great. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And as we said earlier, you will receive a link to the recording of the webinar in your inbox tomorrow.